Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T. Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Can't wait for you to meet Miss T. She is the T in T.
All right, you guys, I have a very, very special guest with me today, and we're in a very special place. Now, this is part 2 of It Takes Money to Make Money. And I thought it would be really, really cool to bring in one of our talents, one of our gifts, one of the young people from our program who really has taken these lessons in growing and making money and did something really super dope with it. So right now, we're sitting in the Studio T Arts and Entertainment Innovation Factory DJ Lab, and I'm sitting right next to DJ Hannah Rose.
Hey, everybody.
Okay, I've been working with this young lady since she was 12 years old, and when she was 16, she says, look, I want to make money doing DJing. And so we not only helped her build a company, but we also built so much more through that, like an entire space where we could help other people, young entrepreneurs that want to make money making music and in atmospheres where people can have a good time. But we started somewhere. So again, in part 1, you're going to learn it takes money to make money and what that looks like. But in this one, I want to share with you what we did with DJ Hannah Rose, but I also want her to share what she did to apply all these steps. So where do we start? Do we start with the fact that she came to me? Okay, she's super shy, right?
Mm-hmm. I did not talk.
She didn't talk at all. So even when she was young, she was 12 years old, she was taking our hip hop classes. We would do roll call, and we couldn't even get her to say here or present or anything like that, but she would go off when the music was going. So she came to me when she was about 16 years old, and she just kind of whispered it to me, and she said, Miss T, I want to be a DJ. And then, you know, that's something like that to me. You say something like that to me. Anything entrepreneurs like saying, sick 'em to a bulldog. I'm on it, like right on it. So she said that to me, and I said, okay, well, what are the steps? We need to give her some steps. Mm-hmm. And so why don't we just talk through those steps, the beginning steps, and then you can give us a glimpse of what you do now by way of money making. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, here we go. So what was the first thing we did? And again, we're talking about it takes money to make money. And I know some people think I'm going to get into business, I'm going to make all this money. Not in the beginning unless you got some wealthy freaking parents and they're ready to dump some money into your thing. We didn't have that. We grew up where we had to find nickels and pennies on the ground and make it happen. So what was the first step that we took together to help you on your entrepreneurial journey?
So the first step is I had to get the equipment. And at the time I was teaching dance part-time and I was in school. So I would save my Christmas money, I would save my birthday money, and then I would put it in an envelope and give it to my dad. And I think my dad would hide the money in his closet somewhere. I had no clue where it was. And then one day he wrote me a note and put it in my room like, we need more money for the DJ board. And, but then Miss T was also pressing me like, let's get on it. How much money do you have? How much money? Do you really want to DJ? Do you really want to do this? And I'm like, yes, I want to do it. And then she's like, well, where's the board? I'm like,
that part. Okay, so that first step is get an accountability partner. Mm-hmm. If it is truly your goal to build a company, make some money, develop a side hustle, you got to get someone that's going to partner with you and keep you accountable. Now, Hannah had 2 accountability partners, one to store the cash, takes money to make money, and she was saving her money. Now, sometimes when people get birthday money, what's the first thing you want to go do? Get some Jordans, get a cute outfit, go to the
Jamba
movies.
Juice.
Thank you. So you may have to sacrifice those things in the beginning as you are starting your company. So the first things first is accountability partner. Your accountability partner has to know the parameters of what you need, your bumper guards for the beginning. So you're going to have to communicate with them. Listen to me. Whenever I get money in, I'm putting 50% of it in this envelope. Don't let me deviate from it. Keep me on it. So if you truly want to start, if you really, really want to get into something, get somebody that's going to keep you accountable, because accountability means responsibility. Second thing is we had to take a step into the industry. And one of the ways that we took a step into the industry was she had to get a board. What does every DJ have? They have a good speaker and a board that you mix and scratch and do stuff with. So let's talk about that a little bit, because that indeed was a process.
It was a process. And then I would start by DJing during dance classes and stuff.
Yep.
And then I learned how to do transitions, but I even had to use
we got to start with the board, because we didn't even, did we have a board for you to be doing all of that? Like, let's start with the process of getting the board. Because I remember that being, once you got the board, that was the breakthrough for everything else. But it was the fight to get you to break into it, was to get that darn board. And I remember, again, don't ask me to be your accountability partner, because I'm a pit bull. If you tell me you want to win, I'm going to do everything I know to do with God to help you win. So I remember the board being a thing with us. It became a thing with us, because I'm pushing her, let's get to the board. Where's the board? What kind of board? What's the name of the board? What model of the board? What does the board do? Is it new? Is it used? I'm asking all these ridiculous questions. And she's like, tears are welling up, and she's like, I don't want to do that. This is so hard, Miss T yelling at me. I'm like, I'm yelling at you. You're going to be a DJ or not? So we had that minor experience. But tell us about the first step was getting accountability partner. Second step was start saving your money.
Yes.
Save towards something, anything, a cord, a microphone, a cute little DJ hat that says I'm a DJ. I don't care. Save towards something that breaks you into industry, but your thing that you picked was the board. So talk a little bit about the challenge of that.
Okay, so the challenge of me getting the board was like, I knew once I got the board, it was like game over. Like, I knew I was going to get DJ gigs. I knew I would start DJing right away. And that for me was like scary. So I think if you're fighting to get towards something, it's also the breakthrough internally. It's not just getting the board or getting the cord or whatever. It's what's inside of you that you don't want to get the board because X, Y, and Z might happen and it might be good. And you might be like super successful in that.
That's good.
So what part of you doesn't want the success?
If you're going to shoot for your dream, aim for the moon. Don't play small. Shoot for the big thing. Because if you shoot for the big thing, at the very least, you'll get the thing and then some extra things. So keep that in mind. If you're going to go for it, like really literally go for it. So again, step one, you need to start saving your own money. You learn that in part one. You have to be your first investor in your company. Number two, get a rock solid accountability partner that's not afraid to push you into your dream.
And believes in you.
That's important.
Yeah.
Because if you knew this little girl when she was 16, when she was bringing this stuff up, her personality didn't align with this kind of occupation or side hustle. So if someone that you're aligning with can't see your greatness and will inspire you toward it and believes in you greatly enough to put their time, their talent, and their resources on, stack their chips on you, they're not the right accountability partner. The third thing you have to remember is you got to do something that you can touch, taste, feel, smell, see, that is a part of the industry that you're trying to break into or the business you're trying to break. You got to do something that, if this pen means you are on your way to becoming a novelist, a writer, a New York Times bestseller, buy the pen, hold the pen, write with the pen, use the pen, get two pens in a notebook, but do the thing that's going to cement you in the direction that you are trying to go and grow. Before you can get paid for an occupation, before you can get paid for a service, a talent, sometimes it's okay to give it away. If you give it away, it gives you the opportunity to fine-tune your craft. It gives you the opportunity to market test so you can see if your product works in the market that you're looking to sell it in. So one of the things that we partnered with and I had her do, I have a dance studio. So I would tell her, you come in and you DJ the hip hop classes. And so she started with that. But what did that build in you as the entrepreneur? What did that help you with as far as your skill and your craft?
First it gave me the confidence because people would come up to me and say that, like you're good and I like your song choices and stuff like that. And I need to hear
Which was
that.
always the question. Like, am
Yeah.
I good? Am I
Yeah.
going to pick the right
And
songs?
then I would always like tell you like my transitions aren't good enough. And then you're like, just
do it.
Just do it.
How do you learn how to do good transitions? By
You do
doing
them.
like 100 really whack ones first and having people go,
Especially in a dance class when they're trying to dance
like,
on beat.
gotta get it like
They're like, what?
what just happened? Like, and then you already know the DJ, because when all the faces do like this. That's how you know. Okay, noted. Bad transition. Let me write that down. Don't ever
do that
transition
again.
like that again. But that's how you learn. You can't be a scaredy cat not wanting to make no mistakes. That's a part of the process. So when you're giving it away, it gives you the opportunity to fine-tune your craft. Don't be afraid to give. You always get what you give. So if you gift your skill, you gift your talent in the form of volunteering, services for events, things like that, I promise you it will come back to you in monetized opportunities. Never forget that. But keep going.
Okay, so I started in the dance classes, and that gave me the confidence, the hope of like I can actually do this. And at the time I was using your speaker and my sister's headphones and then the board that I got. So just don't be afraid to, ask for things and get help too.
That's another key. When you're first getting started or when you're scaling or advancing, it's okay to ask. You don't have to have all the stuff in your possession or your ownership to move the ball. Sometimes you may have to borrow your mama's suit for an interview. You may have to borrow your dad's car to get you from point A to point B because your car doesn't look as nice as your daddy's car do. Or you might have to get your friend's headphones. Again, you want to make sure that you're sharing your dream and your goal with people that can literally support you as you're growing. So today, if we fast forward, because that's 16, 17, that's 11 years ago. So if we fast forward 11 years, tell us what DJ Hannah Rose does now.
Okay, now I do pretty much anything. I've done weddings, baby showers, fashion show, birthday parties, school dances for middle schools and high schools.
She's also built, I'm gonna help her out because she over here being hega modest. She also goes to different cities from the top of California to the bottom, teaching DJ Academy. She has an entire DJ Academy where she's teaching kids how to DJ under the auspice of the Studio T brand. She also has a DJ lab where people could come in and practice and learn and grow in the same skill set that she had a desire to. She also works with some of the most popular radio stations in the city. She has alignment with, she's met, I can't even tell you all the different celebrity type people.
LMA and Khalid.
She get heck of people. She meets she does a lot of celebrity connections in this whole thing. And she has a clothing line.
Yes, I do.
She has a clothing line. She does that. And then because of her growth and skill set, she's also the national program director for Studio T Arts Entertainment, which means she actually goes from city to city, state to state, and soon country to country and activates programming serving thousands of kids in the course of an academic school year. So these are all the things that started from one little girl saying, I want to take a step into something that's really scary, but I want to do it. I want to do the entrepreneurship. I believe in my dream and my goal, and I want to take a step toward it. So again, one of the super key reasons that I thought this was important, and she can come back and we can interview her more, you guys, if you want somebody, just leave that in the comments and we'll keep bringing her and she can keep adding tips and things like that. But one of the key reasons I had her involved in this is she's a product of everything that I'm teaching you in part one. And we believe that, if we can do it, you can do it. And so our ultimate goal is to help as many people as we can really walk in the fullness of their dreams and then give you some action steps. Like we really had to kind of make this stuff up as we were building it. But because we did that, it doesn't mean that you have to do that. So again, just to recap what we kind of brushed the surface of today, but are all applicable steps is number one, start saving your own money. You be your own investor. Watch part one. It'll break all that down for you. Second, Get a rock solid accountability partner, someone that's not afraid to tell you no, someone that's not afraid to tell you yes, someone that's not afraid to drag you along, someone that's not afraid to push you. Get the right person in your corner that's willing to support you with their time, their talent, their resources. If they're not willing to do that, they're not a good accountability partner, but that's super key. And number 3, get something that breaks you into the industry that you're looking to build in. It could be a pen, something as simple as a pen, a computer, a DJ board, whatever your it thing is that's going to cause the breakthrough outside and inside of you. You want to get that thing by any means necessary. And then lastly, I would also recommend that, as you're growing, give this stuff away. Like, give the gift of your skill and your talent, because it'll cause you to grow and develop in ways that you just can't learn in an academic institution. You got to do it in order to learn it. So start giving that away, and I promise you it'll come back to you in monetized opportunity. And if I can land anything, I'm always going to land with this. Number 1, you got to dream bigger. Don't just get the DJ board, get the case too. And number 2, document everything. It's such an important thing for you to track your victories. It's important that she knows how far she's come by committing to her dream for 11 years. If she didn't take notes, it's easy to miss the small steps that make the big difference. So I hope you enjoyed today's interview in the lab with DJ Hannah Rose. This is my girl. I love her so much. And we'll see you all next time. Subscribe, like, comment, follow, all of that. We'll see you again soon.